Welcome back, guys, where we're going to be doing another real estate audit down here in downtown, beautiful, sunny San Diego, where I can smell the mist coming off the ocean air. No, you guys don't watch KSDS if you live here. It's a great jazz station, by the way. So we are talking about it, guys. We're going to be talking about and breaking down exactly why the San Diego downtown market is one of the slowest markets in the entire county. All right, and there's a couple different reasons why. I always like to start out with the math, guys. It is the most, it makes the most sense. Now, without going into too much further detail, I don't want to point out any names, but look at this beautiful condo right here. Okay, this is a beautiful, beautiful condo. Condo selling in this this beautiful building for over $1 million. Now, I want people to drop it in the comments. I'm going to give you 5 seconds here before I break down how much the HOA is on this particular condo. And I'm not going to throw any names in here of what the condo is. You guys can figure that out for yourself. This has one of the highest HOAs in San Diego. This building right here, some of the HOAs can be as high as $2,300 a month, okay? That is just for the HOA. So a lot of people in beautiful sunny San Diego are finding that, you know, these condos, people are giving them a second thought. Now I'm going to kind of zoop around here. I'm going to kind of I'm going to point out the HOAs. I'm not going to tell you guys the names of the towers, simply because there might be people in these towers that need to reach out to me for whatever reason. That building right there is going to be about $1,400 just for the HOA, okay? And there's two buildings right over here that are going to run you between $1,400 and $1,600. Now, the reason these HOAs are going up so drastically down here in beautiful sunny San Diego is a law that was put into effect in 2019 called the SB 326 audit. And basically what this is this is requiring for any condos that have 3 units or more to get a structural assessment. And the problem with this audit, which is by the government, the U.S. state governments, it's causing a lot of these homeowners to now have to pay additional assessments and additional carrying costs. And in some cases, guys, these people are in these condos down here. They are literally paying more in special assessments and HOAs, not even including the property tax, than the actual mortgage itself. And especially in this building right here, okay? Because, you know, $2,300 is $2,300. I don't care how much money you have. If you're a millionaire, maybe it doesn't matter, but I would still say that it is kind of worrisome that HOA could be that much. Okay, so I also want to look at a couple different things here. This condo right here was built in the 90s. Okay, and this is another thing that we're seeing down here in downtown San Diego, is that these condos that are built quite a while ago, you know, they have issues. Okay, they have structural issues. They have, you know, they have plumbing issues, all sorts of issues. I mean, when you're in a condo like this, you really are kind of victim to anything that happens in the building. And that's kind of a given, right? I mean, people come into these, they know that they're gonna have to be paying these special assessments at some point. But the problem is, the reason that aren't these condos, these older condos, or even condos that were built 10, 15 years ago, the reason they're sitting is because you can get a brand new condo for really approximately the same price. And that's kind of where the shift in buyers are going to. They can go buy a brand new condo, either in downtown, right down the street here on Bayfront Drive, or they can go right outside the city of San Diego and find a condo brand new for less price with less HOA. I mean, that's kind of the thing here, is they have less HOA and they have less of a price. So homeowners are choosing to go with these newer builds rather than some of these 20, 30-year-old condos down here. I mean, that one in the distance there is 30 plus years. So coming up on 30 years. So that's kind of the predicament with the condo market, okay? And also, if a condo in downtown or in California does not fit the SB 326 audit, if they don't pass the audit and they don't immediately fix it, well, then your insurance premiums can go up 300%. And that is what's happening in some of these condos. Some of these older ones down here that have been down here for 20, 30 years. A lot of them are safe, but a lot of them are facing ongoing pressure because they are not compliant with this new law. So another thing going on down here, guys, in these condo market is the fact that a lot of these homeowners are selling at a loss. All right, they're selling at a loss, and if there's been a recent study done that homeowners that bought in 2021 and 2022, a large portion of these homeowners are actually having to sell their condo at a loss. Okay, and that really does paint a very, very grim picture for people that are, you know, in positions that they just bought these condos and that they need to sell them. Like if you've been in the condo for a while, you know, you have hopefully a little bit of equity. We all know on the channel that condos typically, they don't gain equity like a single family detached residence does. Okay. They historically don't. They gain equity slow. They're not super fast appreciating. But people that buy condos typically, you know, if they're in there for 20 or 30 years, you know, they have a substantial amount of equity. And unfortunately for the downtown part of San Diego, this is not really the case. Because like I said, a lot of these special assessments down here, and I'm not gonna drop any names. You can easily do a Google search, and a Google search will tell you where the highest HOAs and the condos that have not passed the SB 326 inspection, that still have pending special assessments, where they're still trying to raise the final amount to complete some of these needed repairs. And you're getting people that have been in these condos for 20 years, and they are literally having to sell their condo at a loss because the HOAs every single month are $2,300. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of what we got going on down here in the condo market. Like, I'd be lying to you if I said that they aren't selling, but I'd also be lying to you if I told you that the San Diego condo market, specifically downtown, is one of the slowest markets in the entire county. And because a lot of these condos, like I said, people are taking a step back. They're saying, hey, you know, if I'm spending $900,000 to over $1 million on a condo, why am I going to be forking out another $2,300 a month to live in this fancy building? And of course, there are people that like that. They like this lifestyle. They want to be right downtown. They don't mind the $2,300. A lot of these people are multimillionaires, and you know, this doesn't apply to them. But there are a large group of people that live downtown that bought these condos 20, 30 years ago that are, you know, they're trying to now look at their equity and move out of them because the HOAs and the insurance premiums have gone up so much, and they're running into a wall. They're finding that their condo, by the time it does change hands, is not really selling for much more than they bought it for. And that's a lot of these condos down here, guys, especially. Like I said, if the condo was built in the 1990s, early 2000s, these are already getting special assessments to repair some of these structural issues. And it's not really issues, it's just maintenance. I mean, these buildings, guys, they age. They don't, it's just like a car motor or a radiator in a car or a car part. Over time, you have to maintain, you have to do very expensive assessments. You have to get a structural, you know, civil engineer to come in and do all these special assessments. And the numbers can add up very quickly, even with a building with, you know, several hundred units. But like I said, $1,400 for an HOA right there, $1,400 for an HOA right there, and $2,300 US for an HOA right there. And like I said, this is a gorgeous area. I personally wouldn't live here just because I don't like the idea of a train coming in my backyard. You know, every couple minutes. You know, it's just not something I like. And you know, downtown for me, it's a great place to visit. But I don't think I would really want to live down here specifically, just because, you know, this is the nice area. But when you start getting into some of the condos over on that side of town, right over there, when you start getting into some of those condos over there, the areas can be very spotty. I mean, you can literally, you see homeless people, you know, using drugs and things like that right at the base as you're trying to go get a coffee or something. That's not really the vibe that I like. I like a little bit more of a relaxed style. But, you know, everybody's different. You know, I'm not here to judge anybody, but I am here to present to you the fact that the condo market in downtown San Diego is one of the slowest in the county, and that's why people aren't selling their condos. Is a combination of high HOAs, insurance premiums spiking over 300% if they don't fit the SB 326 assessment qualification, like it's not passed, it's not done. So a combination of those things and the fact that condos traditionally don't get a lot of equity very quickly is why the condo market downtown San Diego is the slowest in the entire county. So that's all I got, guys. We'll do another real estate audit. We'll be back in downtown probably in a week or two, giving you another update to see if things have changed. We'll be cruising around the entire county to give you guys a rundown of some of the other stuff. If you like these kind of videos, like, share, subscribe, guys. We'll see you in the next one.